Hello, my loves. It's me, Lori the Frugal Mom. Welcome back to the channel. Thought I would just hop on real quick. We'll do a little bit of chitty chatty. Let's talk about something that's been on my mind amid the current situation with food prices, inflation, etc., etc. And yes, I'm laying in bed because it's the end of the day. It's almost 10. Got my hair back on. I have my favorite cheetah print nightgown on. I'm just chilling. So, I had wanted to make a video earlier, but I was hanging out with my boy. We were watching some scary movies, so we were having a nice, relaxing, rainy day. It's very chilly here. He hasn't been feeling good for the past couple days, so good way to spend some time together. He loves scary movies. Me, not so much, but we're watching the Conjuring series. And yeah, I'm not a paid person, whatever you want to say, affiliate. There you go. So, yeah, so I was just thinking, in case it hasn't occurred to any of you guys too, what I've been trying to do the past couple of weeks, past month or so, I would say, more like, is just to be very vigilant about meal planning. I always have, but I've gotten even more tight control over it because it's a way to control my household budget and expenses. So what I mean by that is I'm taking good inventory of my freezers and my pantry. And for those of you who don't know, I have 2 bookshelves in the hallway between my living room and my kitchen, and those are my pantry items. Yeah, they have like doors underneath with more cabinet space, and they're great. They're huge. They serve their purpose. I also have a couple cabinets and a Lazy Susan in the kitchen that I have some food items in. And I've got a side-by-side refrigerator freezer combo, and I have a large chest freezer. So what I do is I rotate between my chest freezer. My chest freezer is like long-term storage, things that I buy on sale to just keep stocked up. And the freezer and the freezer fridge combo is just stuff that I'm going to want to use like soon. So, every week or so I will go and I will rotate between the two of them. And I mark everything with a date so I know how old it is. So, having said that, so I also will look in my fridge and see what perishable items need to be used in short order. So, I do have a container of ricotta that I had bought about 3 weeks ago. It's still in date for another 2 weeks. I want to make sure that I use it because it was expensive. Well, isn't everything? So this ricotta was about $4, a little bit over that. And I had originally planned to make baked ziti for a belated birthday dinner for my daughter, but unfortunately it just kept snowing. So we decided to call it off, and it is what it is. So I still have this in my fridge. I have an abundance of pasta. I have some sausage I need to use up in the freezer. And I've got a couple pounds of ground beef in there. They don't need to be used quickly, but I figured what I would do with that is just make a nice baked ziti. I'm going to make 2 pans. I'm going to send one home with my daughter. And then, of course, this week we'll be making our traditional St. Patrick's Day dinner. I'll be making some Irish soda bread. And I don't know if I've made a video doing that with you guys. I don't think so. I'm going to have to check my playlist. If I did, it was in the beginning of the channel. But, and if that's the case, then I'll definitely make a video of myself making that, because back then, if you all have been with me that long, I used to do my videos in parts because I didn't know how to edit or what software to use until the wonderful Candance Brewer showed me the way. So, yeah, I'm going to be making Irish soda bread, corned beef, and cabbage, potatoes, carrots, the whole 9. I decided to do that on Wednesday because my daughter will be coming over after school to spend some time, and she loves her corned beef. So I'll do that traditional meal then. Tomorrow I'll do the baked ziti, and we'll have that for 2 nights. And then I'm thinking that, let's see. Yes, I'm thinking on Thursday, I will be trying my hand at making some chicken. I'm never sure if I'm saying this right, gyros or gyros. I think they're gyros. Forgive me, Greek folks. I don't know. But they're yummy. And I enjoy having them when we're out. And I've got some chicken tenders in the freezer that have been in there for a few months. I need to use those. And I've got some salad fixings, and I've got the rest of that leftover plain yogurt that I showed you guys last week. And if you haven't seen that video, that's because it hasn't posted yet. I apologize. Yeah, I used it in a Greek yogurt cake, and it wasn't a winner, but I'm still going to share it with you anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to make tzatziki sauce, my own tzatziki sauce for the, well, gyros. I have to remind myself how to say it. I'm being so silly. I'm sorry. I'm loopy. I'm tired. So we're going to have that. And then I'm sure the rest of the week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we'll be having some leftovers, and that's okay. And if we don't have leftovers because, we eat them all by then, my sister and I, it'll just be us next weekend because Matt will be with his dad. Then we'll just have something simple. I'll just go into my pantry and take a couple cans of tuna fish out, make some tuna melts, heat up some canned soup, that sort of thing. I like to keep it simple when it's just us because when Matt's away, I take the opportunity to work a little bit more and get some things done in the house. So, yeah. So that's what's on our meal plan for this week. The baked ziti makes enough for 2 nights. I make 2 pieces of corned beef, so that will do a couple of nights. And the gyros will probably just do 1 night. Yeah, I call them gyros. They might do 2 nights. We'll have to see how much comes out of it. I mean, I've never made this recipe before, and I'm hoping that, I get, 3 nice servings out of it, maybe with enough for us to have, maybe on Friday night for dinner. We'll see. I'm going to make my own pitas, or try to. We'll see. If I don't have enough time, I'll just go buy them, and that's okay. Aldi sells them, and Aldi sells them for a good price. So that's a way to cut your food budget. Just take an inventory of what you have already. In this day and age, with how much everything's costing, we definitely don't want to throw our food into the garbage. Of course, there's some times where it can't be helped. You certainly don't want to make yourself sick, which is in the case of the egg bite muffin recipe that I showed you guys. Unfortunately, I ended up throwing out 3 of them. I should have thought ahead, and I should have frozen some of them. But they got pushed to the back of the refrigerator, and so out of sight, out of mind. But I'm trying really hard. I am only human, to avoid those things from happening. My sister, she's one of those kind of folks where she'll just tell you, I've had enough of that, and it doesn't matter what it cost or the labor that went into making it. She just won't eat any more of it. So, I've got to be a little bit more mindful of that. Like, I'm the kind of person, I will eat it every day until it's gone, because I just dislike food waste, and I'm pretty easily pleased. So, that's what's on my mind tonight. Tell me some other ways that you guys are trying to trim your budget. I mean, generally, I have about, when all is said and done, I don't spend the same amount every week, but I have about $100 a week to spend for the 4 of us. And that includes household, pet supplies, and food. Sometimes I spend less than that, and then some weeks I spend what I didn't spend the week before. So, for instance, last week I spent like $40 because all I needed was food. This week I spent $100, and that happened because I stocked up on toilet paper, and I got a really good sale on laundry detergent. I got the smaller bottles. They're probably they're 28 loads of Arm & Hammer at Walgreens, and they were 3 for $7.50. And then I'm trying to think. Yeah, they were 3 for $7.50, so I got 2 multiples of those. And then I got 20% off of my order when I spent $50. So we needed, for instance, we needed toilet paper, so they had a sale on toilet paper too. Buy one, get one half off, and then an additional $2. So I got 2 12 packs of Scott's, So one was $5. That made the second one $7.50, and then $2 off that. So I got 24 rolls of Scott's paper towels for, let me think, $5.50. Can't beat that. And then I needed some paper towels. And yes, I like to use paper towels when I cook, and only when I clean glass because I don't like fuzz from fabric on glass. And I have microfiber cloths and cut up t-shirts and rags and things to do my dusting and my other cleaning with. But paper towels come in handy for certain jobs. So I do like to keep some on hand. And they were also the Scott's brand, buy one, get one half. So a 6-pack was $5. And then the second one was half off. So again, $7.50, and then another $2 off of that. So that made those $5.50, right? So, and then my sister uses some incontinence items, so I got some of those. So I ended up spending, oh gosh, trying to remember. It ended up being like in the 40s for all of that, and that's like a couple good weeks, like 3 weeks, almost a month of toilet paper, and way over a month of paper towels because I don't use it that often. And the laundry detergent will last well over a month as well. The incontinence products, not so much because she uses them daily, and sometimes she needs to change them. So, you got to save where you can, so that was a good deal. So, yeah, so that's what I've been up to. That's my grocery budget like that. So I try to find the sales where I can, like I'm sure all you guys do. One thing to remember, check out Walgreens, check out CVS, any chain pharmacy that you've got near me. Sometimes their deals can be better than your traditional grocery stores. Also, if you're lucky enough to still have a grocery outlet by you, I'm very upset. Ours is closing on the 20th. And even though they're having a clear out sale, I would go there first and get whatever we needed at a substantial discount, and then I would go to the traditional big box stores and get whatever I couldn't get there. So that's a bummer, and I don't understand why they're closing it, but that's another video. Yeah, it was always busy. The people who worked there and owned it were great people, very nice. So I'm sad to see it go. So definitely check out your drugstores, your drugstore chains. Check out Walmart even. If you have an Aldi's or a Lidl by you, check them out as well. And yeah, do what you can to save a dime, because every little bit that we can save will help our household. And we have to be good stewards of our budget. So, having said all that, I hope you guys had a great weekend. Sorry if I got a little silly with the name of the recipe that I'm going to be trying on Thursday, and I'm going to try to remember to take a video of that. I hope I have time, of the chicken gyros. All right, guys. I will talk to you later. As always, we're sending love from New Jersey. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.